People of the internet! I got a video pulled up here. It comes from CNBC, in which they entitled the video, "Why So Many Americans Are Clinging to Their Jobs." I have a few reasons as to why that may be. It's hard out here. Of course, let's watch this clip. We probably won't watch the entire clip. I'll share my thoughts. I encourage you guys to share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let's get into it.
The U.S. economy has lost 1.2 million jobs since April 2024.
Damn.
And Americans are feeling the economic downturn. The quits rate, a measure of how often workers voluntarily leave their jobs, is now down to about 2% after fluctuating in the years since the pandemic. And employers are hiring at the slowest pace since 2013, excluding the pandemic dip and rise.
I think people just want to stay with what is known and not take any risks right now.
We use the term job clinging or job hugging to denote that they're
job
staying
hugging
put rather than moving on. I think for workers, that means more stress and less mobility. For companies, it looks like retention, but I think it hides disengagement. And then for the economy, it slows innovation just because people aren't moving and growing.
4 out of 5 employees surveyed said they're not thriving at work. Another 58% of U.S. professionals surveyed believe they have a wide range of skills that are being underutilized in their current roles.
This all makes for a labor market that doesn't have a lot of churn in it.
There's been a lot of anxiety about the direction of both the economy and the labor market. That is part of what's keeping people in jobs, and that could be a contributing factor to this, at least, perception of disengagement that is rising.
Here's why so many Americans feel stuck in their jobs and what it means for the economy.
Let's pause it right there real quick. Job hugging or job clinging. People holding on to their jobs for dear life. Why? Because the economy is shitty. It's scary out here, folks. It's like, of course, we've been seeing this for some times. It's like, it's pick your poison. If you got a job, you're probably stressed out, underpaid, overqualified, bored, whatever the case is. If you don't got a job, the bill's still coming in. You're racking your brain. You feel inadequate. You feel behind. Dang, I need a job. These bills is stacking up. The bill collectors is calling me. This, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, pick your poison. Are we better off with or without jobs in this current economy? Right? On top of that as well, too, I would say that what I'm realizing right now is just that what it means to be work. I feel like since the pandemic, since 2020, I think work feels different. We saw the advent of work from home. We saw the advent of AI. It's just like what we define as work seems to be shifting. And people have a different mindset. At least I do. I'll speak for myself at least. When I hear work now, it's just like what we classify as work seems to be shifting. Of course, we have the jobs that people don't technically want to do. The menial jobs, I guess you could say. And then you got the jobs that are, your tech industries, whatever the case is, blah, 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 blah. All these layoffs left and right. Is just like something's happening. I feel like there's a shift happening when it comes to what we define as work, right? The workforce as a whole, there's a shift that's taking place. There's endless clips, of course, that are going online. I've been seeing on TikTok and other platforms as well, too, where people just like struggling to find jobs. Their resumes are not being, responded to, of course, because there's all these AI platforms. Of course, there's people using AI to upgrade or update their resumes. And then, of course, these employers are using AI to cipher through the thousands and thousands of resumes that they're getting. So I can understand why people are feeling discouraged. People are feeling at their wits' end, I guess you could say as well, too, because it's like, what are we to do? Jobs that you would feel that you're qualified for, you're not getting callbacks. And if you are getting callbacks, they're probably even maybe ghosting you, your employers, the recruiters, whatever the case is, or they are giving you any type of insight as to who's who and what's what within the job, or whatever the case is, if the job is even actually still hiring. Of course, we've been hearing about, I think I've spoken that before as well, too, the rise of ghost jobs, right? Jobs that are posted up on Indeed or LinkedIn, and employers have actually no desire to actually fill those jobs. All of that seems frustrating. Of course, if you're somebody that's been dealing with rejection after rejection after rejection, and ghosting after ghosting after ghosting, and apply after apply after apply of your resume for jobs that you really feel that you're qualified for to no avail, that could be frustrating. So, of course, in this video, we have why people are trapped at work. Why are people holding on to the jobs that they actually have? It's because of these reasons. It's scary out here. It's difficult out here. Watch a little bit of this video, of course, as well, too. Let's see if there's any more insight we could take from this clip. Again, the video comes from CNBC entitled, "Why So Many Americans Are Clinging to Their Jobs."
Almost 1 in 5 job seekers surveyed said they're not confident that they will find a great job that they like.
We're in a situation where that economic uncertainty is manifesting itself in fewer people quitting as well as fewer organizations hiring. There's kind of less movement in the market right now.
I think wage growth has cooled, job switching premiums have shrunk, and a lot of workers worry that their pay won't keep up with rising costs. So I think they're clinging to stability in a time of uncertainty.
A lot of this does have to do with sentiment because companies are unsure about what's going to happen in the future. They see economic policies like tariffs. They're not quite sure how that's going to impact their bottom line. So they're nervous to hire people when they're not sure if they're going to have to turn around and then let people go in the near future.
While layoffs have been steady since the pandemic, many companies are choosing alternatives, such as hiring freezes or letting attrition thin their workforce.
What we did, though, is a bit different. We don't do layoffs. We just don't hire. And because you have a natural attrition of 20% in a company like ours, it means that every year 20% leaves. And if you don't recruit, you just shrink, right? But what we've done is we promised all our employees some of those savings we are going to accelerate their compensation with. So they have seen an increasing acceleration in their compensation due to all of the AI that we've done.
The organizations are a little bit flatter now.
What did that screen just say? I'm sorry. Klarna is replacing workers with AI, but claims those who survived cuts will see gains in your paycheck. Klarna, of course, I'm familiar with the buy now, pay later system. All these tactics, I guess you could say, to be able to, for employers to be able to keep their costs at a minimum. Of course, you heard the gentleman say, "Nah, we're not necessarily firing people. We're not laying off people, but we're not hiring. Attrition. We'll let them just fall off on their own." What's happening in the workforce? Gone are the days where you could just walk into a job. Hey, man, here's my resume. And they'll sit you down, give you an interview on the spot, tell you start Monday. Those days are finished. Gone are the days where you could just, upload a resume and expect to get a call back or at least, an email letting you know why you didn't get the job. Nah, what? Nowadays, you upload a resume, you just assuming. I just assume, like, if you're uploading resumes, just assume that I just see like a void. Like, it's putting like a message in a bottle. Remember those? Back in the day, you write a note, put it in a bottle, and send it off to sea. God knows if they're actually receiving that resume on the receiving end. Who knows where that resume has gone? It's floated into the abyss. It's scary out here, bro. So I feel like, I remember saying this as well too. Like, if you got a job, it's gonna be a luxury. Like, you got a job, like, damn, that's what's up. It's a really difficult market right now where beggars can't be choosers. Can't be choosers. Can't be a little bit. You got to take what you could get right now in a lot of circumstances find alternative means. People looking elsewhere, dabbling into entrepreneurship. People are, looking into, like your Uber Eats and things of that nature, DoorDash and things of that nature. There's alternative means to make money. I think, again, going back to my point before and saying this, like, I feel like there's work is going to look different for a lot of different people. The traditional 9 to 5 seems to be thinning, right? Within this new job market, and people are being forced either into entrepreneurship or other means of income. Some people, whether it be legal or illegal, unfortunately, because people still got bills to pay, people got families to feed, people still have responsibilities. And in a shaky job market, when jobs are not giving you the call back, or people are not hiring, or people are still getting laid off, what are people supposed to do? The bills don't stop. Salaries aren't matching inflation and cost of living. What are people to do? Sometimes I feel like it's all by design, to be completely honest. I feel like this is intentional, but I can't put my finger on it as to the why. But I feel like this has to be intentional to some degree, because this is getting scary. Some people call it the Great Depression, recession, whatever the case is. Whatever you want to define it as, this ain't it. Something ain't right. But of course, those are my thoughts. I encourage you to share yours down in the comment section below. Are you clinging on to a job right now? Do you have a job right now? Are you looking for a job right now? You've been unemployed for the longest time. Let me know. Share your workforce gripes with me down in the comment section below. As always, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. I will catch you guys on the next one.